Hey guys, I just got back from an event with some of my favorite friends in the AI film creative industry. And one of my friends, Mike, was like, Yo, haven't seen a video from you on YouTube in a while. I've been waiting for it for a while. But you know what? I'm just going to get back started. To be honest, it's been a while because number one, I couldn't quite figure out my mic system. And now I have these DJI, which is really nice. I have a nice new DJI Osmo camera, which I have been happy to use on my travels. And it's also been, to be honest, like I did so many videos ending out last year, and I, you know, I think I set such a fast pace for myself. I didn't know how to keep up with that pace with all the things that we were doing with Machine Cinema. I mean, Machine Cinema, we did literally 150 events last year, which is an insane pace in 30 countries. I traveled a lot, tried to record during that time. It was kind of hard, so I just kind of gave up a little bit. And also, to be honest, it's been hard to conceptualize how to think about the market, how to think about how the market is changing, and where does my perspective fit inside of that, and so I haven't really been recording as a result. But I decided, screw it, I'm back, gonna think about a lot of different things, and just to get started, this is why I stopped, and I'll tell you, what I've been thinking about. It's just number one, top of mind for me is what is the pro AI creative philosophy, which I think we fundamentally lack, right? Like every AI conference and event that I go to, moderated panels, keynotes, the list of things that people say about why they're into AI are fairly similar. It's like it's a new creative universe. It's an unlock for them in terms of creativity. Um, do it now because you might get your job replaced by someone else who knows AI. Um, there are jobs in AI, blah blah blah. So like most of them are fairly pragmatic in nature, and to me don't really offer like a unique kind of vision for what is the future of AI beyond, oh my gosh, it's going to be multimodal. It's going to, have multiple different ways to do IP, but like that doesn't really give me kind of almost like a positive vision for what the future looks like. So that's number one, top of mind for me, and why I'm reading a lot of different books. Like here I've got a bunch of stuff I've been reading recently. I've got Demandful Automation by Nick Srinick. Got Silicon Empires, also by Srikek, I guess. I don't know how you pronounce that. I got this one I'm really excited about. Haven't started yet. Aaron Bastani, Fully Automated Luxury Communism. That's a really cool title. Xenofeminism, which I'm also very excited about. I've been watching a lot of videos about this group. Really interesting perspective. So you're in an era of accelerating technology and increasing complexity, how should we reimagine the emancipatory potential of feminism? How should gender politics be reconfigured in a world being transformed by automation, globalization, and the digital revolution? So that's super interesting for me. Here's another one. Machine decision is not final. China and the history of future and history and future of artificial intelligence, which I think we don't hear enough about, native Chinese perspectives on AI. I mean, we definitely see the innovation coming out of China, but what's the actual perspective from China? And probably, uh, and here's another book I'm really excited about. It's called The Scaling Era: An Oral History of AI. This is from Dwarkesh Patel. Um, and obviously one of the best podcasters in the space right now. So I'm really excited to kind of dig into that. Although it might just be like actually his podcast and transcriptions. And lastly, but not least, I've got the stack here. The stack is also really exciting. It's from Benjamin Bratton, um, and it's on software and sovereignty. And the concept that he says is that there's like multiple layers to this new world that we're building. There's user interface, address, city, cloud, and earth, and that's how he kind of thinks about it. One of the concepts that he might be the favorite thinker that I've found in the last few months of research, because he came up with this idea that uh, of planetary computation, and the articulation that he keeps saying in podcasts and in his books is that climate change is the result of a planetary computation milestone in humanity. That you don't. The irony is that you don't arrive at an understanding of what climate change is without computation, which is ironic because we are also kind of burning fossil fuels, etc., to get the energy enough to do the computation. So we had to go through this cycle, which is something that this irony he does speak to, but that planetary computation is something that we are not only increasing in over time, which is fascinating, but also that a milestone is understanding climate change, that the impact of humanity on Earth as a planet is a result of sharing sensors and sharing data and sharing all this stuff across a massive amount of people around the world. And so that's really interesting. And essential to that is AI and supercomputers, right? And lastly, the book that I'm most excited about and currently reading is called The Planetary. It has contributions from a bunch of people from the Berggruen Institute, which is where Benjamin Bratton is the director of. And it's a research institute which does a lot of interesting things, which honestly I would love to work with them if we can in the future. But, it nails into these concepts of what is, here, I even read the back here. As technoscience is disclosing in ever greater detail, human existence is profoundly and inextricably interwoven with earthly biogeochemical systems, the destabilization of which presents a new and urgent category of distinctly planetary philosophical and policy changes. So these are the things that are kind of rocking around my mind as I think about where are we in the creative universe. That's really interesting to me. Of course, I also am thinking about a lot of things in the AI creative industry. Like what is our changing responsibility? What are the changing ethics? Where does copyright fit in? And how do things like CCAI, which if you have been following, I believe it's the Creators Coalition of AI, and co-founded by quite a few people who I think have been fairly vocally anti-AI for the last few years, but also people who I think are also maybe open to how it is changing. And it seems like a coalition that is attempting to figure out, how does AI place in this world? It is now so big that you cannot, it's funny because I think in 2023, a lot of my friends who actually some of them who remain anti-AI, their main objection was this will never get good. And, of course, that has shifted so much in the last 2 years that the conversation has also shifted along with it. And that's been fascinating to watch. But, every day in the Twitter chatter, etc., we're still dealing with that. And what is the fallout of how people are kind of evolving in their thinking. And yeah, so those are top of mind for me with the AI creative industry, and also with machine cinema. How do we evolve along with that? And has consumed me almost completely, which is why I've been doing this less, these little posts less. But yeah, so hopefully in the next few months I'll do this a little bit more, kind of word vomit on you guys from across the internet. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that I'm still kicking, that we're still thinking about a lot of different things, and would love to engage the rest of the community and people on the things that we're thinking about. I think, the more I dig into this kind of stuff, I think there's a lot of fodder there for thinking about how AI creative is going to shift. I mean, in the last few months, we've had massive shifts in, vibe coding, thereby making games easier and creative apps easier, which is interesting. Obviously, agentic video creation with Sora 2 has evolved as well, so that's really interesting. And we also have, world building models, which have come out in the last few weeks, and that is going to evolve also fairly rapidly. It kind of feels like DALL-E 3 a little bit, I have to say, early days, but how fast is that going to explode as more data is collected and as vibe coding gets even easier? So I would imagine that, the speed of production, the speed of progress in those areas is going to shift very rapidly as well. So that's all really exciting. So yeah, guys, that's where I'm at. And I'm going to record more. I'll try to. So I'll see you out there in the universe. Click below to like and subscribe or whatever, do all that kind of crap. But most importantly, hey, let me know what kind of stuff you want to hear about. I mean, DM me if you have my number or my Twitter. My DMs are open. and or just comment down here in the YouTube, and I'll respond. I'll try to figure out what to respond to. I mean, there's so much happening in the AI creative industry. It is exploding. It's also why I haven't been recording, because there's just so much, like in game, in video, in film, in TV, in 3D, XR, immersive, wearables. It's just insane. So it's hard to keep up, but always with the angle of what is out there in creative. P.S. I have been watching a lot of movies. I'm trying to watch as many movies as I can this year. Recommend me some. I'll watch them. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.